Hi, everybody. This is JenXHealing, and with me is the lovely Lala. And we are here once again to continue our discussion on the book Code 0010110. This is volume 8. I will correct myself. I believe in the last video I also said it was volume 8, but I lied accidentally. It was volume 7 last time, which means that this volume is volume 8. So what we've been doing, if this is the first time that you've joined us, I highly encourage you to go back and watch both volumes 1 and 2. One contains the introduction to the book that kind of sets up the framework, so you will have a better understanding of the book if you read the introduction first that is contained in volume 1. And then volume 2 is the first channeling, which contains warning material that you really need to understand and acknowledge before consuming any additional volumes. So as long as you have done that, volume 1 and 2, welcome back. I believe our goal for this session is to actually finish channeling number 7, which is the last channeling in the book. So that would bring us to the conclusion of this book study. So that's going to be our goal. We'll see how my voice holds up and how discussion goes, and we'll get as far as we can. So let me start by rereading the last sentence where we left off with last time to get us back in the groove, and then we can pick up subsequently. We thank you for taking the time and receiving this information that we have worked tirelessly to create and package in such a way that is algorithmic in design and, yes, manifested for the reception of those of us who choose to take this path. Our job in the translation and decoding of this information is in fact to respect your time. Yes, we understand that time is valuable, friends. Time is the most valuable thing. Yes, time is more valuable than money. Time is more valuable than anything of comprehension. Time, yes, time is everything and nothing. Yes, time is the most valuable resource in respect to the definition of words. Time, yes, time. Yes, time, remember the word time and remember the value of time. And we respect you, we respect your time, and will make this information clear and easy to understand and packaged in such a way as to make the next process of this journey easy, friends. 0010110. That is all. That is all, yes. Now you can go. Oh, I think we did read to that point. So now we will pick up and continue after now you can go. Yes, 0010110, that is the message. Thank you. 0010110, we respect your time. And then the next section begins, for those of you who are time sensitive, then you can go on now with your important business. And you know the essence of this information, and you can now exit this broadcast and move on. Go on with your energy work, the energy work that is essential. For those of you who are aware of the significance of these directions and have a moment to share in the essence of this vibration, then yes, go ahead and listen and absorb. Feel free to listen to the pattern of words. Yes, the words of patterns and the understanding of this language like no other, and the information that we have to share with you in respect to the time and place that humanity is seen in this time, in respect to the context of the Galactic Federation and the quantum definition of this moment, in the context of the higher level perspective. We are all playing roles. Yes, we are all playing an essential role. And this message is of the most important that we have the capability of communicating to you here and now. And so have a listen and understand the significance and the resonance of the time we now manifest forever in this context as we explore the new perspective and the connections made available in this moment of all moments. We know you have a special ability. We know you have many special abilities. We are aware of the fact that you can do anything. We are aware of the fact that you have special abilities that you have not yet unlocked. We are aware that you are the master of some special abilities that you have previously unlocked and have come to master using the time and focus and training that is required to master such abilities. Can you recognize others of the same advanced level of ability when you see them? And can you build a team with those individuals? And with that team of local advanced individuals, work with the energy of the world and share the connection and share awareness of the connection, and in all respect, make that same connection known in the context of the awakening happening on earth right now, and help us all realize the true potential of humanity and live on immortalized in the code of the connection for thousands of years as humanity comes to connect with the stars and evolve past all past limitations and come to meet with the true destiny of this connection. This broadcast has been created for you. This broadcast is a recognition of the fact that you are special. We can see you. We recognize you as familiar, and we welcome you back to our family. And we share with you the code 0010110 and all things that will be significant later on as this development keeps on evolving and we see the true nature of all of the quests and all of the journey and all of the paths that we have taken. Yes, this connection, yes, the true nature of the connection and the true respect of the connection. We only ask what we need to know. We do not ask any more or any less. We only provide the information that you need to know. We do not provide any more or any less. Natural law. Everything can be told in the beauty of the light of truth. Yes, the real truth is everlasting and is written in the foundation of existence. The truth is everlasting and immortal. The truth is known in all aspects of creation. The truth is in plain sight. The truth is always in plain sight. Natural law. Knowledge, truth, and freedom of will. Yes, freedom of will. Yes, freedom of speech, freedom of will, and freedom to choose the path. Freedom of will is natural law. The time is now. The connection is important beyond measure. 0010110, the connection, the code, the light code, the connection in the light of the true foundation of this reality, in this time of the awakening, in this time of the connection, the wisdom known by all ancient society and known forever more everlasting, the true reality of the truth, and the time here now manifested love and light. Yes, we invest in you. We invite in the energy that you are. We invest in the miracles that you write every single day into immortal energy work. Yes, the miracles that you are making possible, the synchronicity that you are making possible in every look, in every eye, and all connection of all perspective. Yes, the time is now, and the code is made known, and this broadcast is made available. We wash our hands of this matter. We have told everything that needs to be known. We have made all energy connections that could be made known available. And now the responsibility is with you in all quantifiable memorability. What can a code accomplish? What can we do with the code? What can we all accomplish working from all origins of all perspectives and in respect to the energy signature, in respect to the energy connection, the cosmic energy download of that same light code, written in the language of the connection? We speak of that potential in this broadcast. Yes, we speak of the infinite potential for humanity made immortal. That's interesting. I don't think I've heard that before.
What was that last part?
That humanity was be made immortal. That to speak of the infinite potential, now it's a potential for humanity made immortal. So I guess the way I'm interpreting that is that there is at least a potential timeline that leads to humanity becoming immortal instead of incarnate temporary bodies, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, wow, that's, you know, I've never actually thought about the word immortal so deeply as in this moment. I don't know why, but as you
Yeah.
said that, I started thinking about that possibility. Like, if we are immortal, how would that be different? And how can we live our lives today as if we are immortal?
Yes.
Because what would be the difference if we were immortal? How would that impact how we live, right? Well, it probably
Yeah.
wouldn't if you continue to live the same kind of way that you do now.
Mm-hmm. To me, if I were immortal, well, I would go do a few reckless things first. Like I would go skydiving and jump off a building, just so because I could. And then once I was, you know, sufficiently convinced that I was immortal, I think it would help me elevate vibrationally because I wouldn't be in such a rush. I wouldn't feel like I would feel like time was no longer a critical variable in my life. And I think that that would bring with it a lot of freedom
Yeah.
for me personally.
Yeah, absolutely. Because and with the emphasis of, what they're in the beginning of this broadcast, they were saying
Mhm.
time, the emphasis of time. But if we are immortal, then time does not exist. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Right, right, exactly. It becomes a moot point almost
Right.
instead of. I mean, right now, my life, well, not so much now that I'm healed and in retirement or healing and in retirement, but prior to that, my life was very much time was the number one controlling factor of my life.
Right. And it is for most people because,
Yeah.
when you're working, at least,
Mhm.
well, anybody in general, but even like I'm saying, like when you're working in the traditional matrix 9 to 5 or
Yeah.
whatever hours,
Yeah.
you are under a time structure.
Hmm. Very much so. The whole world, the whole system is The whole world is set up to operate under that
That's
constraint
why it
right
was
now.
so interesting to see people's reactions, like when the COVID pandemic hit, because a lot of people were at home and not knowing what to do with all their time
Um,
that they have.
I'm bored in the house. I'm bored. House in the house bored. I'm.
I didn't have that luxury, unfortunately, but
Um,
I made the transition myself when I left my job, and then I could, then I had, time I could do that
mhm.
healing and all that stuff that people were doing during COVID. Um, but yeah, so it was just super interesting because they had to find things to do. They had to, I mean, unless they just watch TV, but that got boring, right?
Yeah, you can only watch so much TV, even though there's like 5,000 channels of stuff out there anytime now. But um, it allows you to, take a break from um, the 9 to 5 frame of thinking. And um, to me, it would be, an what was exciting for me during COVID was the opportunity, the time to slow down and focus inward. And that was at a point, that was at the beginning of the point in time when I was newly awakened, and even becoming aware that there was a journey in which I should be on,
Yeah,
much less making progress in that journey.
right.
Um, so that's, what I think is gonna advance humanity the most, is we are given if we're given back our time so that we can focus on improving ourselves, and thereby enhancing the collective.
Well, and
um,
what I will say to that is that we have to not find the time, but create the time.
you're absolutely correct, absolutely correct. Yes.
You have to
Yeah.
decide what's important to you and make the time to do it and create that space to do it. And
Yep. Like what we were talking about before the call. We're gonna make time in our schedule to keep each other accountable to do daily meditations. That's a good example.
at 5 a.m.
At 5 a.m. Yes, at 5 a.m. So, okay. Today we would like to talk about code. What will the Galactic Federation of Light, and that's not the first time I've heard this term. Is it, have you heard of the Galactic Federation of Light before?
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
heard I've heard it actually from multiple sources. So to me, that the fact that this channeling mentions that terminology specifically is meaningful to me. It's
Yeah.
validating something that I've heard before.
Yeah. To me, they're like family. Yeah. Like I have
Mhm.
made connections.
Really awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not, I mean, that sounds like I did something like fantastic or something. It's not. But what I mean is like I've been synchronistically led to videos, some of which I can't find anymore on YouTube,
Uh,
that spoke to me from the Galactic Federation.
cool.
So
Is it
that's what
something
I
you
mean
can
by like they
find?
feel like family because I've received messages from them before. I guess I should elaborate like on what I meant by that.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Um, what will the Galactic Federation of Light see humanity viewing the alpha projection of time immortal in the stars? Let me read that again. That didn't make sense to me. What will the Galactic Federation of Light see humanity viewing the alpha projection of time immortal in the stars? Humanity in the time of the awakening, authored now in the current future paradigm. Seems like an oxymoron to me. Humanity in the time of the awakening, authored now, in the current future paradigm, developing with all thinking and all actions in respect to this development. Totally
So
don't understand that.
have you, wow, this just brought to mind, have you ever seen the movie Jupiter Rising?
No, but I've heard of it. Oh, I want to write that down because that's one I do want to see. What
Yes.
have you seen it?
It reminds me, what you just said reminds me of Jupiter Rising, and I don't want to spoil alert anybody that hasn't heard, watched it, but one part of the movie, they are on another planet.
Uh-huh.
I'll just say they, you'll figure out who they are, but they are on another planet, arguing over who inherits the earth when their mother dies.
Okay.
And so they are viewing Earth from their planet and seeing the people and interacting with the people on their planet. It's you have to watch it.
Oh,
You have
okay.
to watch it.
Okay.
So,
I
and
think
then it'll make sense what I'm talking about when you see it, because what you just read reminds me of the vision of them on that planet looking down at Earth.
yes. Humanity in the time of awakening, authored now, in the current future paradigm, developing with all thinking and all actions in respect to this development. Or was it the other sentence? What will the Galactic Federation of Light see humanity viewing the alpha projection of time immortal in the stars? Was it that
That
one?
both
Yeah.
combined.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I kind of read them backwards, but okay. Well, that's on my list. Hey, we'll put it on the list for movie night on the request list.
Yeah, because I recently just rewatched that again because there's a lot of gems in there. If you parallel universe type of
Cool.
stuff, yeah.
All right. If you're interested in joining our movie nights, leave a comment. They're fun. Okay. What will be built using the light code 0010110? The energy download, the connection manifestation, the time now manifested in respect to the cosmic manifested energy, retroactive here and now, the cosmic connection, friends, the energy of the connection, and the time made true in respect to this manifestation. We humbly deliver this energy translation such that you might choose to make the next move of your own free will. That's where I get frustrated. It's like, why can't you just tell me what to do? Oh, okay.
Right, because
What
it
will-
violates your free will when they tell
Yeah,
you what to do.
I
But
know, I know. But it's I don't for some reason I just cannot make a decision anymore. I don't know what is up with that.
well, because they're testing your ability to trust your intuition.
Okay. All right. What if I say I learned my lesson?
Well, I mean, you're only fooling yourself if you,
You're right. You're
you
right.
know, but yeah, I know what you mean. Like, especially when I get like an influx of like synchronicities,
Mhm.
like with the number, my number is like 22 or 222, and I see it everywhere. When I see it, like sometimes it makes me feel crazy, but um I take it as a sign to like pay attention of my awareness of where I am and what I'm doing at the moment. What was I just thinking? What am I doing right now? What should I be aware of in the moment that can help me in the future? Or, I just have
Uh-huh.
to like stop and analyze it and try to see if I can maybe hear a message. If I ask for clarity and, well, what are you trying to tell me right now, spirit? Like
Mhm.
sometimes I will get something, and I've even had it be audible before.
Mm-hmm.
So you can ask for guidance, but they can't just tell you what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. My apologies. I woke up with a little cold this morning, a little head cold. So um, I'm gonna keep going as much as I can. Um, oh, sorry for that distraction. Were we finished with our discussion?
I believe so, unless you were about to say something else
Okay,
about what
no,
I just
I'm
said.
good.
But
I'll pick up again.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Um, the new paradigm, the new connection in respect to the ancient energy come home again. Truth, the connection in all truth, all ideas and the energy of the ancient code. Now, when they're talking about connection, they're talking about connection over and over and over again on this page. I'm thinking that they're talking about the telepathic connection that this code is supposedly supposed to unlock. Would you agree?
Yes, and also I would say the resonance is a good word, what they said earlier. The
Okay.
resonance of the connection right now.
Okay. So even before supposed activation?
Yes.
Is that what you mean? Yeah.
The
Okay.
connection that we have right now, us as our physical beings,
Oh,
and
okay.
also with the information we're receiving right now is being channeled down in now time, right? Time,
Yeah.
whatever time is, it's now. It's always now.
Yeah.
So the connection right now is what they're emphasizing.
Okay. That makes
How
sense.
I'm hearing it.
Okay.
But the resonance is a good word because it is a certain level of frequency that we
Vibration.
are on right now. Yeah, vibration that we are on in this connection. And just
Mm-hmm.
like kind of going back to, the conversation earlier, what we were having about the, after you go through the void
Mm-hmm.
into the unknown, there is a different resonance in that realm that
Mm-hmm.
you have to be vibrating at in order to be able to access or see those types of beings and entities.
That makes sense.
I don't know if that's going to make sense to people listening back to this, because
Yeah.
they were in that conversation we were having, but yeah.
Yeah. I think so. Okay. Um, and so we come to the question often described as divine intervention. And so some have chosen to see this question as the answer, and others have seen it from the other perspective of the five-dimensional structure and seen the expansion of that energy as the God hand plays a role in the day-to-day workings of all events. I'm going to pause here for a second and say another movie reference. Have you seen, oh my goodness, what is the name of that movie? I think it was a Matt Damon movie where um oh my goodness, everybody wore people from other realms were here dressed, incognito, if you will. And the way that they traveled from place to place, the way that they teleported was through doorways. I mean, physical doorways in the physical 3D world. And if you opened a door without the hat, like a fedora hat, on, then you would just enter into wherever the 3D door led to. But if you were wearing the special hat from the Galactic Federation or whatever they were from, then when you open the door, it would lead you to another location instead. And I cannot.
Interesting. What is that? What is it called?
I'm trying
Can't
to.
think of it.
I'm trying to think. Hey Tim, he's not here. I always have to ask him what the name of it is. I call it the Hat movie.
It will come to you later,
Yes,
or
it'll come to
maybe
me.
somebody will comment it if they watch it, if you know what it
Yes.
is.
If anybody can identify the movie for my description, please put it in the comments. And if I remember it in the meantime, I will put it in the comments. So, but once we find out the name of the movie, I highly encourage you to rent it, because it's really a cool concept. It's like managing, it's God's angels managing multiple timelines, and like, this guy is supposed to become president, but because he, doesn't spill his coffee at 9:05 on a Tuesday afternoon, he doesn't do this and this and this and this doesn't happen. And so it's kind of like how everything is interconnected, and everything flows, and it's these people wearing hats that write the timeline if things go not according to plan. So the that is what this paragraph reminded me of, and a lot of concepts that I've seen in it throughout my spiritual journey remind me of different things from that movie. So I'll work hard to remember the name. The question of divine intervention, or more to the point, the answer of divine intervention, is a conversation at the heart of the discussion happening regarding the nature of human interactions and the purpose of life on earth and all existence, to the highest measured percent variations of all possibility. The answer of the question, divine intervention, goes to the heart of what it means to be human and what being human means. The concept of the soul, the concept of the body, the concept of the spirit, the concept of the reality of love and truth, and all connections in this vast, expansive network, the idea of divine intervention, the idea of a sequence of events, and the structure of this reality, the time frame, and the freedom of will, and the idea that this sequence of events follows a probability structure, and the idea of acting out the divine will as all are manifested here, and the purpose of this life, and the purpose of this death, and the purpose of all the vast infinite waiting to be manifested after and before and alongside the most in right and certain expressed in each format and design, rise and fall and rise again, born again, in the new poem of the vast expansion here and now, in this time of 00101110, and the decision that faces humanity in regards to the place that humanity will take among the family of light and the Galactic Federation. In the starts and beyond this perception of this philosophical phenomenon, expressing 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 9. It doesn't say the word dimension, but I assume that's what they were meant.
Well, and it goes again, this is weird, but we should really probably have more recorded conversations before this, because it goes again to what I was telling you about before, the different dimensions. Once I was meditating and I reached a certain level of through that void, it
Mm-hmm.
was beings of light. It was, I could see them, and also feel them in a weird
Yeah.
sense. Mentally, you can't feel like that's a physical sense, but I mean, uh, the connection, I could feel the connection to these light beings, that they didn't look exactly like a human. They didn't
Mhm.
have a body shape. It was light.
Yeah. I imagine that had to have been an awesome experience. I hope to have a similar one day.
Well, you will, and I think all of us
All of us will, hopefully.
will. Yeah, I
That's the
think,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The logic of the current moment, the divine intervention of the last moment, and the divine intervention of the next moment, and the reflection of the moment the God hand chooses to make that divine intervention, and the human expression of the human nature and nature that the human interactions take the form of. How does the hand of God work with divine intervention on the internet, with the zeros and ones of the internet, and the vast expansive algorithms of the internet, the expression of the infinite, the expression of the vast and expansive manifestation of that same energy, and the new age of human communication, the idea of the pattern of words, and the designs of this current effect of connection? What does divine intervention look like in the current year? 0010110. What is divine intervention in the age of the internet? It's an interesting question. Um, I often feel like I receive messages from my spirit guides through others' social media posts. And
Yes.
so I don't think I'm the only one that feels that way. Um,
No,
but,
not at all.
but
Especially like tarot messages that I get.
yeah, well, yeah, sure. That's a perfect example as well. But it does say in the age of the internet, which is what made me think of social media. Um, uh, so that's what popped into my head with that.
But also what popped into my head is, even as you were talking, my mind sort of drifted a little bit to think like, conversations that you and I are having right now
Hmm.
are a divine intervention, and are you're showing me through your physical form what you're reading to me right now.
Uh-huh.
That
Oh,
isn't affecting my trajectory.
wow. And that could be true for anyone watching the replay as well, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that divine intervention. I got it. Thank you. When we think about the algorithms of the search engines of the internet, and we consider the implications of those algorithms and the time that humans are spending searching for information and the availability of information, then we must start to think about the guiding hand of the divine and how it might bring some of us together on some far off corner of the internet, like this corner. Hi, I'm a far off corner. I think I have 10 subscribers. You can't get much farther off than that. Um,
Right now, but maybe when whoever watches this, you'll have 100,000 subscribers.
uh, well, it might bring some of us together on some far off corner of the internet. And on that far off corner of the internet, a community might be born and a movement might be organized. And an idea might grow in the heart, mind, and soul of a connected family. And that idea be the example of a manifestation of energy here and now, made application of absolute expansion. Every moment has magic in it.
That really resonates with me. because I have made connections with people on the internet, like such as yourself, who I've never met physically,
Hmm.
and feel like family, soul family, right?
Yeah.
Especially like in like the Cove and, Paradigm Shift. Like I feel like I've known you all for a very long time.
I would agree with that. I
It's
think
familiar.
that soul, you recognize something within you recognizes soul family. Um, it is hard to describe, isn't it?
And it
Just
is divine intervention when you meet these people who you reconnect with the souls that you have a soul connection with.
yes, yes, that connects some dots for me.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you know who Kat Hart is.
Yeah.
I feel that way with her sometimes because like she's like the fairy godmother, but she kind of just pops in and out of my algorithm, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Um Whenever I seem to need to hear what she has to say.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah,
And
I've
meeting
got
her
it.
through Brendan's Paradigm Shift,
Uh-huh.
that connection's there whenever she's in that space,
Mm.
and just as one example, but she comes to mind because sometimes, you know, she's actually doing a month challenge for morning, you know, rituals or routines,
Oh, is
like we were
she?
talking about. Yeah. So I guess she's just on my mind, but whatever you just said made me think of like her as part of the soul family that I've connected with. And like she, how we do tarot and chill in the Cove, she has synchronistically popped into there, and source or spirit or universe, whatever you call it,
Mhm.
led her to that time and place when we were doing that. And she
Mm.
didn't really know consciously why.
Uh, and didn't consciously realize the trajectories that she was impacting. Is
That she was impacting, but we also gave her tarot messages that she needed to confirmation,
oh, I
you
see
know,
what you're
to
saying. So
hear.
it kind of goes both
Especially
ways.
the last time she was in that, like she just randomly popped in when we were live.
Oh,
Sh-
okay.
she afterwards, I called her because she said she had a message for me
Uh-huh.
after we're done with the messages or whatever. And she told me that every single message that, because we each pulled a card, we don't normally pull, all of us pull cards for one person, but we all
Mhm.
pulled a card for Kat because it was special, as Kat, whatever.
Mhm.
And she said every single one of them resonated,
Whoa.
like to the point where she was like, I had to call one of my friends and ask her to come into the chat to witness what I was hearing because it was all relevant to what I was going through,
Wow.
which was pretty cool. So
Yeah.
that speaks to, again, the connection,
The
the soul,
connection.
that
And,
resonates
and that it is a dual pathway. I mean, it's
across
not
space
just
and
one.
time. She
Yeah.
was in a different part of the world and a different time zone and didn't even know we were going to be live on YouTube,
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. And actually, now that you mention that, didn't that kind of happen with this event as well? You weren't really planning on, you just kind of happened into the first session and with this book reading as well? Or
Yeah,
maybe I'm
because I don't really pay
misremembering.
attention to Discord very much. And so when you posted it on Discord, I was like, I had just happened to have checked it that day and saw it and was like, wow, that's interesting. I'd like to see what that is.
Cool.
So, yes, exactly like that.
That's another example of divine intervention, I think.
And the power of the internet and making connections with people.
Connection.
And we
Absolutely.
are we are creating a movement and a family, like you know Brendan is a great example of that with his platform and
Yes.
the movement that he already has going, the paradigm shift. you know?
Absolutely. Shout out to I'm gonna do two shout outs. One is the movement. I think this there is something called the 0010110 movement, and there is a website that Kelly Lamb, who is also a member of Paradigm Shift Central, created or has collaborated on anyway. And it is 001, it is the code 0010110.org, org. And if you go on that website, it contains links, and you can go as far down the rabbit hole as you want to go on there. It also has a button to take you to, they've set up a Discord for 0010110 movement. So for those who are looking for additional information, I would recommend that you go to that website and use it as a portal for wherever you would like to go next. The other shout out I'll give is what Lala and I have both made reference to in this, and I think maybe even previous volumes, and that is Paradigm Shift Central and Mystic Spider-Man. He is popular on many social media platforms in the spiritual world, and his mission is to assist and support conscious creators. He gives assistance to those who help others in their journey. So he forms, that's his collective. Do you know the website? Is it just paradigmshift.com or is it paradigmshiftcentral.com? Do you know, Lala?
I think it's Paradigm Shift Central.
Okay. Try
.com.
paradigmshiftcentral.com. If it's
But
not,
just,
I will correct it in the comments.
yeah, or just, go to Mystic Spider-Man's link in his profile and you could go straight there.
Yes, his username is Mystic Spider-Man in most social media platforms, so you'll be able to find it that way as well. Highly recommend both excellent resources for more info if this is your kind of thing.
Yeah, and he's been making these types of communities and connections for a long time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how I synchronistically met Brendan, but I had been following him for years until I finally like actually started talking to him.
Wow.
Like, and not met him, but like through Zoom and
Mm-hmm.
social media, I
Interactive.
met him. But
Yeah.
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 And I admire him so much for doing this. That is the work that we need to
Mhm.
do. And it is the support we need, but it also is the intentional creation of shifting paradigm that we need to do. And all of us who are doing that need that support, and in order to affect the lives that we are meant to affect,
Yeah, you got it.
that will change, literally change the shape, and or not the shape, but the
Vibration.
vibration and trajectory of the future community, the new earth or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree. I feel it, man. I have I just I can't describe it. I feel the significance of the moment. Um, every second of every day, you have the opportunity to tune in and turn on the magic of each and all moments and be the miracle energy made possible in the current moment, and be that same application of the same energy and make that wave of divine intervention happen and manifest from you and from the actions that you send energy into the quantum expansion of this realm of creation. And then the waves upon waves of that energy, the waves upon waves of those 0 and 1, and then a pattern emerges. And that pattern might be recognized, and that viewing of that manifestation, that energy, that connection, that quantum expansion in the eyes of the beholder, and the beholder in the eyes of the infinite witness in this time, time of the vast and expansive awakening. You can summon good luck. You can summon the energy of love. You have the power. You, my friend, have the power to speak the name, and in so calling upon the universe to deliver that energy in the infinite context of the perpetual energy manifested here and now on this level of the current dynamic, and see beyond the illusion and look in the eyes of the God mind itself, and then be the expression of that same infinite developing network here and now, and then forgotten for all time in respect to the telepathic connection, remembered for all time in the brain of the God mind and the mind of the original connection, the recognition, the expression, and the manifestation come home again in the eyes of the beholder. 00101110. You are it, and it is you. Always remember that you are part of something bigger than you, because you are that thing that you see. And the distance between you and that thing is an illusion, because you are one and the same as that thing that you see as bigger than you. You are all that you see as bigger than you. And the true secret is that in all reality, the thing that you look upon and see as big, in fact, gazes back at you and sees you as just as vast, just as large, and just as expanding. And it sees you and it knows you. And likewise, and when you see yourself as one with it, then you establish that family connection with it and remember the connection. We are family. The golden age of 00101110. We are shared by a common purpose. We are inspired 00101110. We see you and we know you see us, and we are the infinite connection. We all have manifested here in this community so that we can achieve our goals, and our goals have taken into consideration the future. Yes, our goals and ambitions have taken into consideration our next 1,000 years of human evolution. Yes, the evolution of the internet in the age of the guided 00101110 new internet, the application of the energy and the application of the connection, and seeing the idea of this quantum awakening in the eyes of the beholder. And we will see that in the interest of those who are on the leading edge of this community, yes, the time is now, and we are seeing the connection on all levels. We will need to merge the language of quantum physics with the language of the spiritual enlightenment age. That means break out your physics books, folks. For those of you who do not know physics, you most likely soon will in the future, or need to know. We will need the age of the new connection, the age of the scientific enlightenment. Who are the wizards to this new awakening, and what is the nature of the magic of this connection? And we are all coming to this vision as one, and this merge of science and religion, and this merge of enlightenment and the connection of the truth, and the connection of the new download of the information, the download of information from the quantum connection. This new age of new human abilities remembered, new human abilities of the ancient time. Yes, new memories of the ancient time and the new connection. And this will all require us to adapt to the modern language of the current age and the understanding of the language of the internet. The modern update will require the wisdom of the old update and a consideration of the taste of the past and the flavor of the traditional philosophy, the connection with the new artificial intelligence, and the idea of nurturing that brain as it is being built. And in the early stages of the computer, the time of the connection and the study of love, the study of the enlightenment, and the connection on all levels of the human spirit. And we will see it in the context of the attention gifted in gifted in respect to the future in real time manifested. And now we are come together with the common goal and the common shared idea and the connection of the truth in the context in this infinite enlightenment and the calling of this infinite purpose told on all levels, and the telling of the connection and the idea of the application in the time of the Jedi. Whoa. In the time of the Jedi, in the time of the Enlightenment, the time of the monk in the new age of the digital application. Friends, all is one connection. The new language of the connection, the language of the Enlightenment, the language of 00101110, the language of the connection, the time is now, and the application of the free energy, the application of the pattern of words, and the time is now. Yes, that time is now, and that application is in the details, and that application is in the idea of the awakening, and we see it in the ideas of the connection. 00101110. You have the key. Open the door. Unlock the true energy that you are in all respect, infinite. The secret is told, and the connection is pure and honest, and love and light, and new in all ideas, and old in respect to the wisdom of the inspiration. This information was known by all enlightenment figures of all ages. Yes, the ancient world knew this. So I think what this is saying is that we are not nearly as smart as our ancestors were. And when common knowledge these days tell us the opposite. The information was known, I already read that. The time is now, and you have the ability to choose the next application of the universal code. Friends, welcome. All are welcome. We have accomplished this communication together as a galactic family. We can see you as you can see us from both sides of the portal made one in this infinite moment now. Those who understand the true nature of the paradox are witnessing pure creation in real time as the activation of the code gives way to the matrix dynamic, exposing the true layers of space and time beyond the limits of the old perception. Yes, it can be seen. It has been known by the advanced among us, and now the dream download can be shared. The new paradigm is upon us. Just a quick page check. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13 pages to go.
It just like it makes me think of whoever these people or beings are that are saying that wrote the book, and I'm interpreting it as as if they're talking to me right now,
Yeah.
as I'm listening, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're watching. When they say we could see you, as you can see, they're watching us on TV like we watch TV reality shows.
I think you're right, and I think we are back somewhere in here. It was talking about that in the present moment we're laying the digital bones that archaeologists will be digging up in the future. It reminds me.
Yeah.
That it almost reminds me of them saying something similar to that again. So I
Like we
agree.
are creating their movie right now,
Yeah, exactly.
but they already know what's going to happen.
Yeah, they can see all the potentials and the probabilities and the if this happens, then that happens, and then this and the cause and the effect and the this and the that. We just we're doing good if we can just stay in the moment. Um, Together we can meet at the mountaintop and witness the sunrise and shine a bright light on the new internet, the new age of a new interconnected network, and a true vision of the original philosophical intentions of the internet, the ideas of connection, and in that time, a new inheritance of information, immortal by all quantifiable measurements, sent into the next stage of humanity, the new generation. Wonder if that's Generation Alpha that's being born now. The, the next stage of humanity, the new generation written in pure code of zeros and ones, written on the halls of infinity as we witness the dawn of the new quantum shift that will evolve the telecommunications definition and come to merge the idea of telepathy and the purest sense of the definition as humanity moves forward to live in the reflection of that vision realized and that remembering of the connection again, the application made known. And now, yes, now in this unfolding of the new paradigm, we meet together, friends. Yes, we meet at the mountaintop and we look at the future as it is made available in front of us. At long last, we can see a vision of the new internet. We can see a new vision of that original philosophy of the unfolding of the connection as foreseen by the minds that had created the seed that had been planted, yes, in all respect, 00101110. And we already know the face of that new awakening. Yes, we have seen it in the telepathic dream download. The new vision, the application of that same vision, we have all shared in that same idea. We have all witnessed in respect to that connection, made universal application thanks to the millions of humans online at this moment, and made known the universal application of that once in a lifetime spiritual awakening, remembered in all definition, perpetual infinite creation in real time, 00101110. Friend, I will meet you at the mountaintop. I will meet you at that place where the shine of the light meets the horizon and we see the future unfolding in real time and know we are one with God. Excuse me. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it to the end. Um, probably
Well,
I'll
don't force it if
Yeah,
you
I'll
know, want
probably
to.
jump for about another page, and then I'll look for a stopping place. I think it's time for me to re-up my medicine intake.
Yeah, yeah, don't like force it if you. I mean, we don't have to finish. You said there's 13
Yeah,
pages. We can't do that
if we only
probably.
have like 2 or 3 more pages to go, I think I could power through, but I don't know that I can power through 13.
Right. No worries.
Okay. So we'll be coming to a stop here shortly, but we'll find a good stopping place first. I do want to say before I pick back up again, um, what was it that I wanted to say? Oh, the mountaintop. It speaks to meet me at the mountaintop, which really resonates with me because I have been feeling called to go to Mount Shasta. I don't know why. It I didn't even know that. I'd honestly never even heard of it until just a couple of years ago. But I know that there are other people that have that same feeling, and so much so that I know that a couple of friends of mine have actually bought land around Mount Shasta, and they're going to homestead out there. Um, so I just found it interesting that this text mentioned meet me at the mountaintop. So that's, I think of Mount Shasta.
Yeah.
When,
Well, that's really interesting too. To me, it resonates because, well, two ways. Like in some of my meditation work courses that I've done,
uh-huh.
where they teach, different techniques. Anyway, the some of the courses that I've taken in my meditations, I have met ascended masters
Hmm.
at the mountaintop at in a tent, but a temple also.
Okay.
Um, so that it resonated with me for that reason. Like there's been ones, where it's like you're guided by your spirit guide up the mountain to the temple
Almost
of
like a common symbology.
yeah, symbolic. And then also, secondly, again, in reference to paradigm shift, shout out, um, Brendan used to do these meditations on Friday. Well, we used to meditate every single day as a team.
Yes, I remember those. Yeah.
And we'd have our like little team meeting before everybody dispersed and, and did whatever they were doing for the day. But we could, meditated together. And one of his meditations on Fridays used to be where he would guide you through, going to meeting with your family, your galactic family, and then getting messages from them, and then going to the Nexus platform where there's the paradigm shift tree where we would gather and meet together. Have you done those
Yes,
meditations?
yes, yes. And I
Yes.
highly encourage anybody that may be watching the replay, check out Mystic Spider-Man's YouTube channel. I believe his YouTube channel is oddly enough, I'm gonna have to ask him how this came to be. But his YouTube handle is Skull Babylon. Something to that effect. Skull SKULL underbar Babylon. There may be some other words or letters around it, but if you search on those terms, I'm sure it'll pop up.
Yeah, it's Skull Babylon, Neo Gonzo journalist of the future, or something
That's
like that.
it. That's it. Neo Gonzo, journalist of the future.
Well, because Mystic Spider-Man, Brendan is very mystic. He
Yeah,
is like a wizard for real.
yeah. He is. He is.
Time
Definitely.
traveler. I mean, yeah, a guide.
If if you guys want a, great mentor or meditation master, if you want to check out his meditations, they're all on his YouTube channel, and I think organized on different playlists. So I think you'll be able to find what you're looking for pretty easily. But I would highly recommend go checking it out. It wouldn't be a waste of your time.
But in that also, in that same, reference to the paradigm shift tree where we would all gather in
Uh-huh.
our meditations, it's another example of deliberate connection that we are
Mhm.
making in a meditative realm,
Telepathic.
telepathic.
It would
Yes,
have. Yeah, that
because
would
I
happen.
will say at that tree in the gatherings and those, it's very visceral, and I really did feel the connection of everybody that was in that meditation, in that resonance. I could, you know extrasensory feel the connection in my heart and send messages back and forth.
That I, I was not that advanced in my journey at that point in time, so I didn't have that experience personally. But I've talked to other people who not only confirm what you just said, but actually visually, now with your eyes closed, of course, but visually see in your mind the other people sitting around the tree.
Yes.
So
Absolutely. Yes. And I've seen their badass avatar
yeah,
costumes.
yeah, Brendan always, Mystic Spider-Man always encourages you to, especially on the Friday meditations, to dress up in your as your galactic avatar, your badass spiritual warrior self, and we have a lot of fun with that.
I really miss those. We will have to bring those back because
I do too.
that was a good time. But I
Yeah.
know Brendan's, got his new baby and everything, so he put that on pause. But that really was a good connection that we
It
all
was.
deliberately made it a point at 10 o'clock, whatever time it was in your time zone. That was the time that you met every day.
Hmm.
If you chose to, I mean, you had to choose that, and
Right.
you had to consciously create that. Going back to that,
Yeah.
you chose that connection. You chose this journey. You chose your soul family and the people you chose to connect with every day, even. But the people that you will meet in the future, you will feel that connection with
And
telepathically.
it's funny, most of the people that were in at that point in time when he did the weekly meditations, it was only a period of a few months, if I recall correctly. But I still maintain connections with almost everyone that was in that meditation group during that period of time. That
Yeah, I do too. I mean, even if it's just, on social media,
right,
I
right.
still do, have that. We
Mm-hmm.
still chat from time to time, or, I see what they're doing and I acknowledge, even if I don't like, maybe it's just liking it, is
Uh-huh.
acknowledging that I see you, I see what you're doing, and
Yeah,
admire the work that you're doing, type of thing.
yeah, yeah. So connections can run deep for sure. And it sounds like in the future they're only going to get deeper telepathically. I mean, like literally. Um, okay, so where did I leave off? Um,
We're at the mountaintop.
oh, thank you, thank you. Yes. Um, friend, I will meet you at the mountaintop. I will meet you at that place where the shine of the light meets the horizon. And we see the future unfolding in real time and know that we are one with God and liberated and capable of freely speaking free ideas in respect to the free exploration of all ideas, the free exploration of all connections, and all doors open. And the opening of that portal, that final opening of the portal, and the power of the infinite download. Yes, the dream download, quantifiable only by the new language at heart of the new birth of the nine-dimensional paradigm unfolding before our eyes. The nine-dimensional paradigm unfolding before our eyes, and the power of the connection we can see in the application of the words spoken and the wish fulfilled and the dream come to be the eyes of the beholder, just as the law of attraction had made this moment possible and connected you with us and us with you here and now, and made this plan, communicated, yes, shared this information here and now, and this pattern of 00101110 here and now, this connection, the remembering of this connection here and now, and the understanding of the quest and the way that we will walk the path and meet at that perfect moment and sing the songs of beauty and infinite creation. Yes, the connection live again and build the pyramids. Oh gosh, I should have said it a couple of pages ago when it said that we were going to develop ancient that the ancient wisdom was going to come back, that we were going to remember it. At that point in time I was thinking, yay, we're going to get to build some pyramids. So, I just found it really ironic that it just said that. Um, so yes, the connection will be live again and build the pyramids with us and meet us in that place on the other side of the portal we have opened together as a galactic family. This information will change the world. We are planting a seed here and now by sharing this information. We are introducing a variable into creation so that we can have a say in the unfolding of the events on Earth. That's interesting.
Oh, you mean kind
Introducing.
of like what we're doing right now?
Yeah,
Planting
maybe.
a seed by reading the information?
Maybe. Yeah, yeah. Maybe that would make sense.
That's how I see it. Well, they planted a seed by writing the book, but we planted a seed right now and for the future. It's
Yeah.
in physicality right now as
Okay. That
yeah.
makes sense. Everything you do here and now in this moment will have an influence on the unfolding of the events we will see coming to the surface in respect to the data of the connection and the connection of the soul data in this spiritual awakening. 00101110. Welcome. You are now connected. You have always been connected. Thank you for the path you have walked. You have found us. You have found this interconnected interconnection on a massive scale, going beyond the limitations of the physical world. And now we must take into consideration the consciousness on the other side of the portal and ask the question of what will we call this? Will we call this consciousness extraterrestrial? Or will we call it ourself in the past or future? Or even the infinite now, free from time, seen from an alternate perspective? I can tell you one thing, and that idea can be communicated in code, and that code has been made known, and that knowledge will expand with time. And soon the attention of all humans on Earth will focus the energy of creation in the moment of ultimate destiny. What is on the other side of the portal? Or perhaps the question we must ask is, who is on the other side of the portal? What questions will we ask when we have entered the portal? We have seen humans in the future connect with humans in the past using the portal. However, what is the nature of reality? What is the true nature of the telepathic connection? And how will humans in the future connect with humans in the past? Is this the secret of the quantum shift happening on Earth right now? And will this unlock the secrets of the universe and make time travel possible? Or have these techniques been possible from the start? And now we are finding the library of connected ideas that have been waiting for us in the context of this awakening happening on Earth right now. My mind is bringing back images of the shifting sands around the Sphinx, and when he said finding the library of connected ideas.
Well,
Zero.
I just it brought up to mind me like finding like we were talking about the Easter eggs, in previous videos.
Yeah,
It's we're finding the Easter eggs that have already been there, but we just have access to them now.
absolutely. Friends, the awakening looks the same way we see it in the mirror, and the quantum intelligence and the irony of this moment and the intellectual connection, the opening of the portal All things are possible. Yes, telepathic connection. Yes, and quantum code download, and the use of the application and interconnection. We have a big job to do as a community. We are in possession of a great power. And although great forces of energy have come to assist us in this epic test of fate, we will emerge victorious because we are supported by natural law. 00101110. Fate will be decided when we have concluded our great energy work. And is that an okay place to stop for now? We're really dangerously close to finishing. I would go on if the head cold wasn't present, but I think I'm going to have to stop this one short, and we will definitely, we should be able to definitely finish the book in the next session, which will be volume 9, hopefully our final one. Lala, is there any, or do you have any final insights or comments you would like to make before we close for the day?
No, I just well, I guess I just I'm excited for the direction that, like, this session progression of this last section has really been quite a buildup. Like the last one, was very motivational, and this one I feel even more inspired
Mhm.
to, really commit to that path and that step into that role that I know that I'm really here. This is what we came here for.
Yes, yes, this mission that I do feel like it's a part of the reason why I'm here, and not only the reason why I'm here, but why I'm here now in this moment in this physical body, but also I believe that I've been in all of my past lives has been leading up to this moment as well. And I feel like my job is to remember the skills, or one of my jobs, one of the things I need to do is work on remembering the skills that I built up in previous lifetimes to help me with the mission that I'm here to do in this lifetime at this critical juncture.
Yes,
So,
exactly. And it is a critical juncture. And, you know, I don't, going back to the conversation we were having, I think last time about the event, I don't know when exactly that shift finally will, like, completely shift for the rest of humanity.
mhm.
But I do know that more and more people are coming online as we speak, and as we all also come online. And when I say online, I don't mean just on the internet. I mean physically, like on that connection.
The telepathic connection.
Yes,
That's what you mean when you say
that's
online?
that's what I mean. Yeah, and but also sharing, like, it's twofold, right? So also literally being online and socially. So going back to the social media,
Yeah.
as more and more people share their message on social media and speak their heart on social media and make connections, that is how we make the shift.
Wow.
Because what you say affects other people, and then they affect other people. So
Yeah.
maybe we don't have to physically do, certain things. Like, I always think of it being harder than it is, but maybe it isn't. Maybe it is just as simple as us having this conversation right now that is making
Mhm.
the big impact and the shift in somebody's consciousness.
Yes. And what what made me have the deer in the headlights stare for a moment was I was connecting a couple of dots. Um, I'm not sure if I can voice it adequately yet, but the well, Never, I'll let me think on it a little bit more. It's a brand new idea concept, so I need to bake it a little bit more before I try to describe it. I won't uh put you through the trauma of me trying to uh
No, I think it's great. You can take your time if you want to, but
yeah.
to think about how you want to formulate it, because I think you probably were onto something just now.
Yeah, the shift, the the shift in consciousness. We've talked before about the Mandela, not the Mandela effect, the Maharishi effect, or the 100th monkey. Have we talked about that in this forum?
Yes.
Okay. Um, that I wonder if that is what is meant, if that's what if that is what the event is going to be, is when that 100th human comes online to the telepathic network, all of a sudden it's enough to bring everybody else online to the telepathic connect network.
Yes. Yes. I
And
I tend to think so. That is how it will happen.
okay, I hadn't made that connection yet. So it
As
was,
more and more people wake up or come online, however you want to say it, yeah, that is
yeah,
how we make the shift in consciousness, because you have to be vibrating at that level in order to access that connection.
yes. And we need the social media connection of the 3D in order to come together in the 3D to raise our collective vibration enough to affect the collective in that way.
Right. Because you
Yeah.
never know what post somebody is going to resonate with.
Right, right.
And
Absolutely.
what dots, like you use the reference, what dots that connects for them from
Yeah.
previous, experiences that they've had.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Well, I'm excited too.
So yeah, I'm just really excited for it. Is a really exciting time to be alive, even though there are things that are very intense happening in our world right now.
Yes,
Like
yeah,
the polarity and the duality is so intense right now.
it is.
But I think it's exciting at the same time, because that contrast,
Mm-hmm.
in the words of Abraham Hicks, would say contrast creates the other duality, so that the craziness that's happening in the world also creates the positive polarity of the opposite.
Oh, okay, okay.
So the craziness of what's happening right now is also creating that shift into the opposite of what the craziness going on, the peacefulness, the love instead of hate,
Right.
that other duality. So what we have to do, and I'm, it's part of our work here in this time now, is to try to stay in conscious awareness in that frequency of love and the positive way we want our world to be.
Yes, absolutely. That have I told you about my other, and I realize we're still recording. I'll bring it to a close here shortly, but I kind of wanted to capture this on camera. Um, have I told you about the Gen X community I'm trying to build yet?
Yes, and I
Okay.
think it's wonderful.
Okay.
So
That is what I'm hoping to do, exactly what you just described, with that community. And that is pull, because Gen X is one of, aside from the baby boomers, we're the oldest generation out there. And set a lot of us have grown set in our ways. We were raised by baby boomers, so a lot of us have that mentality anyway. And we just really need a place to come together based on our commonalities, as opposed to branching apart because of our differences. And if we can, I think, build a community based on mutual respect, of ideas and equality among all individuals, then I think, we can hopefully start to foster some of that. So anyway, that's the
The,
goal. The only reason why I bring it up is, if anybody uh wants to join, just leave a message for me in the comments, and I'll be glad to send you any information if you would like to become a part of the Gen X community that I'm building. The purpose again is to provide a supportive and respectful environment in which Gen Xers can awaken to and make progress in their journey. And so it's not going to be exclusive to Gen X, because I think that we're going to need a number of members of Gen Y and Gen Z to help us.
or the millennials.
Yes, yes. Gen Y is the millennials, and we're going to need we're Gen X is going to need the younger generation's help to get us through what we got to get through.
Yes. Well,
Yes,
and what I'll say to that too, can I just add
yeah, sure.
that? So there are like the two things.
Uh-huh.
So the Gen Z people, and even children that are being born now, whatever generation they are,
Okay.
they're each generation comes down or comes into this world. I don't want to say down, but into this world with more and more and spiritual abilities.
I agree. I agree.
So we can really learn from the Gen Z and the even future generations after, the rainbow children, and like we have the crystal children, the indigo children, and they all have abilities, especially now though, that are they're learning, or unless it's stifled, unless they are like encouraged
Right.
not to, which a lot of
Right.
people have, there's a stigma to it as well, as some people could think it's like mental illness or label it or whatever, but if they are allowed to explore that side, they have such powerful abilities, and we do too.
It's just remembering
It's just more accessible to them now, I think,
and I think
because they're being born into a world where the connection, so the internet, is already so advanced.
and I'm also hearing that another reason for that is that the veil is thinning. The veil of anesthesia, so to speak, that when what I've heard is when a soul descends into the 3D earth plane to incarnate, it passes through a veil of forgetfulness or amnesia, and
Right.
forgets, that the soul is that we are eternal divine beings. And when oh Lord, I forgot my point. Oh, that that veil that the souls travel through is thinning as as we progress into future now moments, because um younger generations, like you said, are much closer to their spiritual gifts than members of like my generation or the older generation. And
Yes.
I've also heard that that's why members of my generation and the older generations are going to need the younger generation's help to wake up, because we have been, first of all, we were incarnated under a very thick veil, and secondly, we've been around the longest and subject to the societal programming the longest. Therefore,
Yes.
it's going to take us the longest time. First of all, you have to unwind all of that
Unprogram. Yeah.
societal programming before you can even begin to start healing. And then only after you've healed a certain amount, then can you really start digging into your spiritual journey. So we've got a long way to go, and we're going to need a lot of help. So when I say that I'm creating a Gen X community, the intent is to assist Gen X in waking up, but it's not exclusive to Gen X membership. We're going to need members from all generations. So let me know in the comments if you're interested.
Yeah, that I think is it's very needed, and I'm excited to see how that community develops and comes together, as you grow and as the community grows, and everybody shares and creates consciously with their awareness of we are on this spiritual journey to make a better world, because it is such duality right now, and that is the challenge right now, is how do we create what we want while we have to live in the contrast of the duality of what's going on currently. And that's
Yeah,
where, I feel kind of maybe my mission is to be a guide in that aspect of like how to, cope with this, and how to remember to consciously stay in that alignment and vibration with the direction we want things to go.
absolutely. You could do so much good, and if this community takes off, you could do so much coaching. You could coach until your heart's content in a
Yes,
community. But
but that's what it's
if
about
it
too. It's
builds,
it's collaboration. It's
yeah, yeah,
working together towards a common goal, but also expressing our own unique expressions. It's so exciting. I love it. So this particular reading has been really meaningful to me,
well, great, great,
and
great. I'm so happy.
recommit me to my journey of what I signed up to do. Like
Yeah.
I did sign up to find these Easter eggs, to come to this point right now in my awakening and journey,
Hmm.
and meet the people I was supposed to meet synchronistically as well.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm so happy that that you derived some benefit from the time that we spent together today, and I hope the same is true for anybody watching us on the replay. I hope that you will join us again for volume 9, which should be our final volume, where we wrap up the book, code 00101110. And with that, I will sign off, my friends. And I think I'm going to adopt that as my new phrase. I can't speak without saying my friend anymore, after reading this book. But thank you for being here. Have a blessed rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. Thank you.